I'm going to be reading to you InvisiBill, and let me start. If somebody had passed the potatoes for the first time Bill asked for them, the wonderful, terrible thing that happened might never have happened, but nobody did. What am I, invisible? Muttered Bill. Please pass the potatoes. Eat your potatoes, dear, said his mother as she checked for the messages on her whatchamacallit. Watch your tone, mister, and his father answered his thingamajiggy. The scientific name for potatoes is Solanum tuberosum, said his brother. They're considered edible tubers. Oh, said Bill. We'll pass the edible tubers. Bill's sister reached for the edible tubers, but instead of passing them to Bill, she started juggling them. She was good that Bill's mother and father and brother all stopped what they were doing to watch her. It was then that a terrible thing happened. Bill turned invisible. Even worse, nobody noticed until it was time to clear the dishes. Where's Bill? Asked his brother and sister, who did not want to get stuck clearing the table by themselves. I'm right here, said Bill, waving his arms. But of course no one could see him or his arms. What was the meaning of this behavior, young man? Demanded his father. Turning invisible is not behavior, said Bill. What are we going to do? Cried his mother. Call the doctor, said his father, and stay calm. Bill is probably just looking for attention. The next morning, Bill's mother took him to see Dr. Butlington. After describing Bill's symptoms, which included invisibleness and a bit of attitude, his mother said, "This is like the time his cousin Clarissa got the chicken pox. And turning invisible is nothing like getting the chicken pox," said Bill. Dr. Butlington agreed. Turning invisible means that a person can't be seen, he explained solemnly. Chickenpox are little red dots on the skin. A strong dose of permanent markers could do the trick, said Dr. Butlington. After passing Dr. Butlington's wisdom, Dr. Bill's mother home and used an orange marker to color his face, a green marker to color his hair, and then she ran out of markers. I can't go to school looking like this, said Bill. Don't be so concerned about how you look, said his mother. Be proud of who you are on the inside. But for that particular moment, Bill didn't care about who he was on the inside. He cared about what the other kids were going to do when he saw what happened to Floating Pumpkinhead, and how they were gonna laugh. Whether he was playing tag at recess, performing his trumpet solo in music class, or driving off the high board during swimming lessons, and they laughed and laughed and laughed. By the end of that long, hard day at being laughed at, Bill was in no mood to eat dinner with his family, who had, after all, caused the invisibleness. So he took out 3 peanut butter and pickle sandwiches up to his room and spent the evening with his gerbil, Gerard. Together they cooked up a plan to make Bill's family sorry for what they'd done. The next morning, Bill put his plan into action while his mother and father and brother were rushing around getting ready for their busy, important days. Bill tiptoed into the bathroom and scrubbed his head clean. Then he wrote a note to his family. Please don't waste your valuable time looking for me, talking about me, thinking of me, or crying over me. Also, please don't forget to feed Gerard. Goodbye forever, Bill. Bill put the note where he knew his family would find it. Then he waited for somebody to notice the floating pumpkin head. Was not rushing around getting ready for his busy, important day. He waited and waited and waited. Finally, just as everybody was hurrying to the front door, Bill's mother remembered that it was garbage day. "Where's Bill?" asked Bill's brother and sister, who did not want to get stuck taking out their trash by themselves. This time, Bill didn't say, "I'm right here," or wave his arms. Instead, he held his breath and watched to see what would happen. What happened was a family spent a lot of valuable time looking for him. So when they found Bill's note, they got so worried that Bill's mother didn't notice that her whatchamacallit was buzzing, and Bill, his father, didn't hear anything, his thingy-majiggy beeping, and his brother's eyelids started to twitch. His big sister's teeth began to shatter. As he watched for his family in a fret, Bill hugged himself hard and smiled a big invisible smile, because even though he knew it wasn't nice to worry his family in this way, he couldn't remember the last time they'd talked and thought about nothing but him. Then Bill's mother started crying and said it was her fault for making him go to school looking like a floating pumpkin head, and his father started crying and said it was my fault for saying that turning invisible was an attention-seeking behavior. His brother started crying and said it was his fault for telling Bill the scientific name for potatoes. And his sister started crying and said it was my fault for juggling the edible tubers that Bill wanted to eat. Right about then, Bill started crying because it was his fault that his mother and father and brother and sister were crying. And then, even though they were often too rushed or distracted to pay proper attention to him, they were paying proper attention to him right now. It was then a wonderful thing happened. Bill turned visible again. Even better, everybody noticed right away. "I'm so happy you're back," cried Bill's father. "Dr. Butlington is a genius," cried his mother. "It's your turn to take out the garbage," said his brother and sister. "I know it is," said Bill. That night, before they sat down to dinner, Bill's brother closed his favorite textbook and his sister turned off the TV. His father powdered down his thingy-majiggy and his mother put away her whatchamacallit. For a moment, all was quiet and calm. Then Bill's mother smiled at him and said, "Would you like me to pass the potatoes, dear?" "Yes," said Bill. "That's exactly what I would like."